Hello, it's Dr. Paul Larkham here. I'd like to welcome you to my YouTube channel. If you'd like to, please subscribe, like and share. Today we'll be introducing my new book, How to Go from Grade E to A Plus with 5 Easy Steps. If you're starting university this September and you're stressed about getting excellent grades, I recommend you read this book. I wrote this book to help students to reach their highest potential and get their best possible grades. It's developed through what I've learned during my process of education, from A levels to university to studying on my master's degree and then studying later on my PhD degree. There's 5 chapters in this book, and on my YouTube videos in the next couple of months I will briefly introduce these chapters for you. The chapters that are included in this book, the first chapter is an introduction that tells you about my story and what I went through, and what I learned, and all the lessons that I went through, and I've tried to put into this book in an easy format so that you don't have to go through the same difficulties that I went through. And that's included in the introduction, a short story about how I got to this point. Chapter 1 is all about what is self-belief, and it will introduce you to the concept of self-belief and inner self and your outer self. Go into detail in that chapter. Then chapter 2 is how to change your self-belief. Again, with detailed instructions on how you can go about doing that and some practical examples. And then we go on to chapter 3, which is understanding fear. And in this chapter we talk about the different types of fear that prevent you from reaching and fulfilling your potential. And in this chapter I give you some tools to overcome those fears from other excellent researchers and doctors that I learned from and that I used to overcome my fear that paralyzed myself from being able to study and reach the success that I attained later on in my studies. Then we move on to chapter 4, which is all about meditation for beginners, and I'll introduce you and talk about meditation and describe clearly what is meditation, and debunk it from the misconceptions and myths that are surrounding meditation. And I also have an example of a very useful basic type of meditation that you can use, and through that meditation you'll be able to increase your focus, and with that increased focus you'll be able to use that to study more efficiently and in a calmer manner, and you'll see that those benefits will affect your grades. Then we move on to chapter 5, and chapter 5 is concerning the power of awareness, in telling you, describing what is awareness, and once you've achieved that awareness you'll be able to process life in a more efficient, successful way. And then the final chapter goes into a conclusion which rounds off this book. So that's this book in a brief nutshell, and in the following videos I'll discuss each chapter in a little bit more depth. If you like this video, please comment, subscribe and follow, and look out for following videos on new chapters. This book is available on Amazon and Kindle. Please check it out. Thank you.